Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Brony Show. We are episode 596, and I'm sure some of you are waiting with bated breath on what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. I'm doing the same thing too. I'm hoping to pass out because I have no idea what we're going to be doing. But until then, I know what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about the Brony community. And boy, do we got a lot to talk about. But first, let's go ahead and begin our normal introductions and hellos and warm up our vocal cords, as it were. I am, of course, Circuit Main, here to bring you the Brony community. And I have with me DM21. Or not. Well, we got somebody who has crawled himself back from the dead. Deathlight Productions.
No.
Still,
Not here yet.
Well, it's still nice to see you, though. But yeah, we'll get back to you in a moment. Telakoi, somebody with a T.
There are at least two T's here.
Yeah, but we
T,
keep
what do you
spelling.
think?
We keep spelling the T anyway.
I see 3.
Oh, we do have 3T, but you don't. But one of them is special. But first, we have the normal T of Tech.
The normal T, huh?
Yeah, because we got the specialty of Suki of the Otaku Ascended, and many other things. He has a lot of specialty involved.
I am the Lord of TTs.
See, that's some specialty indeed. And of course, we are here to bring you the Brony community for this week. And our topic that we're going to be talking about a little bit later in the show is going to be Renegade Game Studios' My Little Pony role-playing game, The Knights of Canterlot, which is the latest source book from their RPG book line. Of course, this one...
I need to catch up and buy all the other ones.
Luckily, there's not a whole lot that you need to catch up on. There's about 2 or I think 3 source books. No.
Yeah, it's like 3 now. I think.
3 source books, 1 adventure book which deals with seasons in general, and yeah, it's pretty easy to catch up right now, and hopefully it'll still continue on with that, but we'll get to that in a moment. First off,
And one day we will play an RPG.
oh, that day, and that will be that day, and that day
That
will
would
be called.
quite a day.
It will be in the day indeed, quite the day. Actually, that might be a
LARPing
day.
is fun.
Be a day.
That is a thought, actually. Anyway, before we get...
Also, we got the books.
I got so many books. Do you know how many different book RPGs I actually have of Pony right now? That are physical?
5?
Well, 5 different strains, yes.
Yeah, I don't mean like all. Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah,
I don't mean like the expansion books. I just mean like just the core books.
Yeah, no,
We
I got like
Pony Finder, D&D.
no Pony Finder and D&D are basically the same essentially, but
Yeah, they are. They're pretty close.
But yeah, no, I got a Pony Finder, I got Roan, I got a Fallout one, I got the official Pony RPGs. Oh god, the RPGs from both Renegade and from oh, I forgot who they're called.
I'll do a quick look while you go on your rant.
Yeah,
I got 3. Road, the Fallout, and the official one from Renegade.
yeah. Yeah, the problem is that the Fallout one, I'm never going to be able to finish my physical collection now because they stopped making the physical ones. I could get the PDFs, but I'm going to have to put a good chunk of money towards that to do it. But but then I'd have to find somebody who's willing to print the PDFs to book, and that's going to be a whole other kettle.
200 pages.
Yeah.
By the way, so I got the other one was Tales of Equestria by River Horse Games.
River Horse, that's it. Yes, the British studio River Horse. But yes, 5. And that's the physical printed ones. I got so many digital ones, it will hurt. It hurts. But
One of the birthplaces of tea.
anyway, getting back that aside, we completely lost track. We are going to be talking about the Renegade one and the latest one to be released, which I have a nice official PDF that I am not going to show all of it because, I mean, I do have a copy of it and I can show it off, but at the same time, it's like one of those things here. I'm not supposed to show all of it off because that's not exactly transformative. If I do, I want to encourage people to buy it. I don't want to encourage people to rip it off because of me. So yeah.
It's not whenever we did the Tales of Equestria, and somehow someone already uploaded it.
You know what I mean.
Oh, I know.
In any case, that is for now. For later, for now, it's time to warm up our vocal cords and talk a little bit about ourselves and our daily lives before we go ahead and bring in a little bit of wub. Well, we are bringing it right now. We're bringing the wub. We're bringing the wub right here. You want it? We have it. We have it in spades. We have it in doses. It's time to wub ourselves. Wub ourselves. Willy hobbed. Like, okay, let's get
So, kid, what are you doing? Your own time?
I don't know.
Twilight?
I don't know. I'm
wubbing
it. I'm wubbing it.
You know what? I can fix the situation by putting it as it's a sad day for sports fans. Well, okay, so it's somewhat sad in some ways and somewhat sad more personally, because one of course, fuck the Braves.
Of course.
Because it came down to basically literally like last day of season, and of course they blew it.
Oh,
to get in the playoffs by wild card.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah, no, I feel that the Royals.
Kind of a sad day in baseball as well. For on another note, for the basically today is like the last day of the existence of the Oakland Athletics.
Wow.
Yeah, that is sucky.
Yep. And but on the two actual sad notes, we lost Dikembe Mutombo out of basketball.
Oh,
damn.
That does suck.
Yep, and apparently Pete Rose just died too.
Wow. Well, everybody's just dying right now. Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, sad day in sports world.
Jeez.
Yes. Very sad day.
Boy, that really does suck. Well, on a lighter note, I went over to a convention this weekend. Some of you may have already known. I went to the big Utah convention of FanX, and oh my god, I was not ready for it. No,
I saw the blockbuster.
Yeah, I did take a couple of pictures of things. I didn't take a picture of everything. Whether I will or not is another case entirely, but there were a couple of things that I really, really wanted to show off. First thing, of course, I actually got a work of art done by an artist that was, of course, there taking some commissions. Apparently, they were doing an not exactly under the table, but not openly advertised headshots or bust shots of characters for quite a bit of dosh. I'm not gonna lie, it was like $80.
But that image, goddamn.
But yeah, this is from somebody who has apparently started to get to make their mark in the comic industry, and not in a small way. They're apparently going to be doing the cover of one of the new Batman comics here in the next couple of months.
Nice.
So yeah,
Wow.
they're really up and coming, and I got my 4th Allura now because of that. Yeah.
Sooner or later, she's going to be one of the forgotten villains that we all collectively go because they didn't use her. That's a whole nother problem altogether. Okay, it's all right. Give me a quick second here. I realize that it's not going to let me show this the way I want it to. Now, the other thing, there's a lot going on at this convention, but one of the things that I had my eye on, and it took me a while to finally decide to do, near the end, last day, I decided to do it, they had the Blockbuster experience. So essentially, you pay $10, you put on a vest. They did a little video about how there's only one Blockbuster left in Bend, Oregon. And they are they're doing things like this to fundraise in order to keep memorabilia and basically keep Blockbuster alive, as it were. So I paid $10 to come in here and get an eye full of pure, unadulterated nostalgia.
Yeah, wow, that is just. God, I remember there was one in my town. It was when I was like not even 10.
Yeah, no. As someone who never had a Blockbuster, the video rental store, yeah.
No,
Well,
I
we had like Hollywood Video and we had Blockbuster, and they were side by side.
I had I had Blockbuster so close to home I would walk there during summers just to swap out games when they had the summer game pass going on. So yeah, that was wild. But I also did work at a Hollywood Video, so the irony is not lost on me here.
You and my roommate.
Yeah. Yes, I might have. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. We around here, we had Blockbuster, we had Hollywood Video, also had what was it, Family Video? What's it called?
I've seen a Family Video.
I don't know. I heard of Family. I don't know if it was Family Video. I know there was one called Movie Buffs, but they went out of business because they apparently back in the day they had a back room and it wasn't
Secured.
savvy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're in Utah for crying out loud, and this was like early '90s Utah, so it's still pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The good stuff that you can't ask for at the counter.
Anyway, but yeah, so I ended up buying a DVD of the Reno 911 movie, and also a rainbow shot glass that is made out of rubber. So that was pretty cool.
That's funny.
Yeah. I didn't get to keep the vest though. That kind of sucks. I didn't get to keep the vest, but I guess I can understand that a little bit. So yeah, that was a fun little thing to literally experience so much stupid nostalgia all in one place.
Oh God, the Disney VHSs.
When you feel 20 years younger by just walking into a history event.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a lot more going on. I also relearned the very valuable lesson. If you're gonna do a lot of walking at a convention, make sure you have good shoes. Fortunately, by the end, Saturday, by the beginning of Saturday, not even the end, the beginning of Saturday, my left foot had a horrible sore, like blister situation going on, and my right foot started to act up again with a weird sharp pain that's been happening for almost 2 decades now for me, which really sucks. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna need to get some better shoes for my own sanity. But there's a lot. Yeah, a lot more happened with this. A lot more. It was wonderful, good times. Let's see. What about those vending machines that rented DVDs? Gone. They're all gone. I'm actually not kidding.
I still one at my Walmart for some godforsaken reason.
That one's an anomaly because they all are supposed to be gone. Redbox actually went out of business.
Yeah, they should not be
out there
anymore.
ever since Netflix went to the internet.
Yeah, and Redbox got bought up by apparently Chicken Soup for the Soul. You know what? There's a lot of weirdness going on with that, but unfortunately, yeah, it pretty much means that any way of renting videos out is kind of close to dead, which also means that maybe Blockbuster will come back one day. Who knows?
Nah, that's what your local library's for.
No. You just did like the Lorax. Instead, we got the VHXX. I am the VHXX. I speak for the video rental stores. I'm sorry, that was stupid.
Okay, so officially, Redbox went defunct in this year, 2024.
Yeah, yep, pretty much.
Yeah, it's almost next year now.
I do want better feet, though, Singri. I absolutely want better feet.
So much for being kind and rewind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, just looking into this, they were put out of McDonald's, went to Coinstar, and then purchased by Apollo and IPO. Oh God, that's what happened. And then oh God, second, you're right. This is insane.
Just walk away, Toa. Walk away. Anyway, that was a taste of my weekend. Nothing else is going on at the moment. In fact, it's been kind of crazy been kind of uncrazy except for the convention. Anybody else have any other What's Up Brony going on with them that they want to throw out there before we really get into the meat and potatoes?
My doggy hurt her paw recently, but it's nothing serious. She still walks and it will fine and everything. It's just that we have to get her checked out of the vet in a few weeks to see what's going on with it.
Ah.
Because it's not from anything normally. It's just whenever she jumps off one of her family members' taller beds.
Ah.
And she's put all the weight in her forelegs, so we wonder if there's something wrong with her leg.
Well, hopefully good
That
things
is
happen
something
there.
to-
Hopefully you find good news when you take her to the vet, or not bad news at least.
Hopefully, because that I'd rather not think of it as any of the other alternatives.
Well,
No,
let's
that's fair, man.
let's think positive thoughts here. Then, anybody else have any other what's up, Brony, that they want to throw out there?
Apparently, just because I stream online and have been on a podcast for 10 years, my boss thought I would be famous, and I'm like, no, it's a hobby.
Anybody else want to throw any other what's up, Brony out there?
You know, I didn't do too much this weekend, or this week, actually. Only
Yeah.
got my truck back on all 4 tires and got it moving again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those lug nuts. Talk about wow.
The reason why I do
Yeah.
all my own maintenance because that's like
I
the
think
technician should have known better.
someone actually stole one tire tightening thing, lug nut tire thing. So for my family member's car, last check-in for doing the oil and tire changes.
Who steals?
Crossbar?
Yeah,
Seriously, who steals lug nuts? That is the dumbest thing.
Who steals a crossbar whenever you're at a place that does it with power tools?
That is a very serious question, especially
Yeah.
when you use torque.
either they
you use
misplaced
torque
it or it was
wrenches.
stolen by them, or someone not affiliated by them.
Right.
The fact that it happened at all raises more questions than it will ever answer.
That's
But
what I asked
anyways,
them.
Anywho's,
the lug nuts, which were originally on it, they are for a different set of wheels that are different set of wheels, old Steelies, and they were too wide for those rims. So even though they torqued it down, it would not actually seat correctly. And
So-
within the first 5 miles, I felt that because the vehicle would sway side to side.
No, that's I have to ask this. How could they have not noticed that it was the wrong?
oh, they may have not cared. They may have just
they
not cared.
they didn't care.
That it was the other answer I knew.
And the fact
Not
of
a
the
fucks
matter
given
is
zero.
that I also needed to go grab a non-hardened bit and shave it down so I can even get it onto the lug nut so I can get it off. And if you do that, there's no way you can actually get a proper torque on it, which didn't help matters. I paid $200 for that service.
Huzzah!
Never going back there again.
Yeah, no, never going back there.
Well, at least worst case, things we got figured out, and you're slowly getting the car back. Well, vehicle, sorry, into
Yeah, that's
into
a
a drive
car.
into a better shape.
Yeah, I was planning on painting it this weekend, but turns out all auto body paint shops are now closed in the 3 towns that are close to me, and you can only go to the city to get it now.
Wow.
So like an hour's drive just to go get paint.
You know,
That's
I've been noticed.
insane.
I've noticed a lot of stores have been closing lately. It's really weird.
So I decided to
One,
work on my
it's the
truck.
economy, and 2, some people are just getting old.
It still
I
sucks.
decided to work on my Silverado, which is why I got it back on off-road tires and drove it to a easier space to work on. I'm like, oh, I'll just take off the bed. Should be easy, 20-minute thing. Turned into a 5-hour ordeal because 4 of the 6 bolts would not come off. That's somebody else's.
Ah, okay.
So I had to cut 4 of the 6 bed bolts. So now I'm gonna have to drill and tap each one. And when I was crawling up under there to get the fuel tank out because I knew I was gonna have to do welding on the frame, I felt a crunch, and I looked over and there's a hole in the bed of my in the floor of my truck now. So I need to go and cut a section out from a scrap truck and patch mine. I'm not happy about that.
Oh, I can imagine the welding and the cutting will be.
The cutting is the easy part. The welding is just time consuming.
It's just
what
it's
takes
just
forever is the metal finishing.
It's just a frustration that you think you're close and then suddenly, oh no, here's another few hours of work.
Yeah, that's the main frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well as I'm gonna have to cut a bracket on the frame and move it over by a 1/4 inch, so I can go and get the fuel tank up higher and get it leveled.
Ah.
Good luck with that.
And
Alright.
I might also have to cut some pieces of the fuel tank, so it has clearance from the bed and everything else. So
All right. Just
it's
to
gonna be a whole thing.
all right, shotgunning us back into point. Anybody else have any other quick what's up, Brony, before we go ahead and get on to the
I'll
news?
be right back.
All right, have fun, DM.
Wow. Well, I guess that's we'll go with that.
No,
then. I think we're all good.
Our-
Let's go.
our personal news is gone. Bye, everyone.
There we go. There goes our news. All right. We're going to start off really quick with the convention talk, of course, because we got conventions coming up. We do have UK PonyCon that is coming up at the end of the week over in Nottingham. So if you're feeling a little bit foxy, Robin Hood and Little John. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're so funny.
yeah, I am such a laugh riot. Why am I not on the Apollo? Anyway.
Where is your comedian rights?
Okay, anyway, UK PonyCon is coming up. That will be this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, over in Nottingham City Campus in the United Kingdom. This, of course, is one of the longest running pony conventions, celebrating everything from G1 to G5. So if you are in the area, I do highly recommend checking it out, because it's always so fun to see all of the stuff that's happened over there. Next, Derpy Fest, the camp convention, the space camp convention over at a camp YMCA campsite over in Germany. So if you happen to be in the German area and you want to enjoy a space camp, and fun time with Derpy, blah. I can do English, I swear I can. It's there. Go ahead and check it out. PonyCon Holland is also coming up the week after that. So we got 3 weeks of European pony conventions. This one, of course, is in the Netherlands in an actual hotel.
Nice.
So you can
The
go ahead
camp
and
one sounds interesting, but I'd want to bring an RV or something because
I would absolutely want to go. But yeah, no, I would need an RV, or I would need a blow-up air mattress or something.
something.
I don't know if I could sleep like on just a freaking sleeping mat and a board. Well, maybe once, but I would not
I
be
used to
thrilled.
be able to sleep anywhere. Like I was a professional napper when I was working landscaping. Gravel road, just lay it on the gravel road, take a nap. It was fine. I can't do that anymore.
I was never good at being able to sleep like that. Never.
Oh.
But here's the big one. Of course, we got a month now, literally just a month. Ponyville Cider Fest is due to happen over in Milwaukee. And surprise, surprise, the sponsored passes finally went on sale yesterday and sold out 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes later, 10 minutes later. Every single sponsor pass sold out. The only thing left right now are Spike passes, which that's pretty much what I was going for anyway. Just the Spike badges, because I couldn't afford the sponsor tiers. But yeah, so if you are planning on going to Ponyville Cider Fest, all the pretty much the passes are on sale now. I would highly recommend picking them up. And yep, I will be going in just in 1 short month, which also means there will not be a Brony show that week because I will not be home in time to well, I may be home in time, but I'm not going to be functional enough to do it.
We might have a cold dust show then.
Yep. But yes, that will be our Cider Fest, and that is going to be gloriously good fun.
Don't forget to bring your cane.
I won't forget my cane.
I thought of my friends convinced me I need to get myself a sword cane.
Yeah,
Dude, that would be awesome.
You really should have come to the Fan X convention with me. They actually did have sword canes.
Yeah, but so many of them are just props.
Oh no, this was
for-
absolutely a prop. Yeah.
I was looking for a real one, and I found one with steel that I would actually use for a sword, and I'm so excited. I want it. That's like almost like $150.
That sounds about right for that. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and get into the news. We've had such a great, happy, and fun time. It's time for me to destroy all of that.
You can try.
Well, let's find out. We're going to start off with the really bad news, just to get it out of the way and try to enjoy the rest of the news. Hasbro has officially confirmed at this point that Tell Your Tale is going to be ending on October 17th. We will have maybe 2 more Tell Your Tale episodes, and that will be it. The stories
me too much because
it doesn't. It really doesn't. But it's such a way for it to go. Literally, so many threads, plot lines, stories gone in an instant.
Yeah.
Not even an attempt to try to salvage or wrap up the story. Just snapped. It's literally Thanos snapped. The specials are gone. The 100 episodes that would have been season 2 gone. Not even a handful of that. And it actually gets
surprising.
it also gets a little bit worse because at the moment, outside of the latest comic that is starting to come out, we'll get into that, but there hasn't been any other announcements in the regards to G5 for comics either. So by the end of the year, we literally could see a complete and utter stoppage to anything related to G5. Which, it does kind of suck. I'm not going to say that G5 was the best thing ever, but it had its potential, and honestly, if Hasbro just didn't Hasbro it to hell, it probably would have had some good legs, but... As for it being the end, I think it's going to be the official end. But I do have strong and high hopes that the fandom will continue to carry it on and maybe even find a way themselves to complete the stories or maybe even expand on things and make bigger and better stories of G5 because the cast is not bad. The premises has some issues, but they are pretty okay for the most part. Just it needed more time to bake and a few things maybe to basically make it its own. But that's probably a discussion and a topic for another day.
In fairness, someone has been doing animatics of their take on how openly would do stuff, so we have hope.
We have some things out there. I did want to point out, though, that unfortunately, along with this, there has been some really bad... it's kind of a public service announcement because I don't see anybody in our group or in anybody that listens to our podcast, really. I don't think a lot of people here are going to do this.
Do what?
But apparently, that's what I'm about to get to. But apparently some people are. So in regards to the G5 comic, unfortunately, there have been some bad actors that have gotten really upset over the art style, especially with the art style of Misty. And claim
this.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I'm trying my best to I can't sugarcoat it. Or did we just lose Suki?
He might have had a crash.
All right, hopefully he'll come back.
But
Anyway, and just to get back on the track, I'm trying my best to get it straight without either sugarcoating it too much or just laying it on thick. But essentially, a lot of people.
Terminally online people are just insane.
Well, maybe not terminally online, but let's just say that probably heavily online, and a lot of people considered Misty to be kind of a role model for the black community because they figured they had somebody with cornrows. At least it looked like she had
fluffy hair, yeah,
with fluffy cornrows in the 3D series. And they didn't like they didn't like the way that she was depicted in the comics, to the point of basically attacking attacking the artist, which is the really unfortunate thing because it was,
which you should never do, no matter your complaints.
No matter who the artist is, but this was Andy Price that they were also attacking. They basically attacked one of the an amazing artist that's been doing even G4 and G4 comics for a long time, and this was one of their few instances in G5, and it's really bad and it's really messed up. And I can understand that people may have their objections, and it's okay to talk in a normal, calm, and civilized tone in order to, like, maybe if you have some issues to talk with it a little bit. But when you start attacking, reprimanding, threatening, among other things, you're not having a discussion anymore.
No,
You're
on
not.
Twitter,
You're not.
You
You're
can't
not.
have a discussion these days on Twitter.
You can't really. It's hard to. It's really hard to. And yeah, you pretty much almost can't. But this is just online in general. You don't leave yourself open to actually having a discussion to talk about why you're upset and maybe find a common mutual ground. No, that's not the way this is supposed to work. So unfortunately, there's just been a lot of bad stuff like this going on, and I wish this was the worst of it, to be honest.
Like, seriously.
But no. The worst part, unfortunately, was also apparently, and I only just barely finally got more details on this. Apparently, Chiquestria, there were the voice actor for Misty over in the European area for Chiquestria, apparently got booed when they were introduced by some people. That's completely messed up. That I understand if you may not like a voice actor, but that you don't boo him on stage like that. You just, if anything, just be silent.
You can't police some people. That's the problem these days.
And of course, there's also been some insanity going on with some G5 people and some of the other staff. I'm not gonna go too much into that one. That one's a whole kettle. But there's a lot. There's a lot happening. It probably came from a bunch of trolls, but the fact is that the con staff had to basically apologize to the voice actor. That's not something that you should be doing, and that, I don't know. There's a point where I honestly, yeah, it's right now it's just really bad. It's honestly, altogether, it's really bad. But I don't think anybody here is going to do anything like that. So
I don't think I ever heard someone booing a voice actor.
It's not a.
There have been times.
I'm not gonna say
in this community.
Booing there's booing a voice actor when there's stuff going on about them, and maybe they shouldn't be making public appearances. And then there's just this stupid bullshit.
Yeah, this was
it's people booing the project that they're involved, not them. But it's still, that's technically what they're doing, but it's still bad form.
Yeah.
And the voice actress might not even, or actor might not even know that's the reason why they're booing.
No, it's hard to say on that one, but the fact is it happened in the first place. There's booing because of a stance, and there's booing because of entitlement and just, feeling like you've been personally wronged by something which they have no control over. That's pretty messed up. But anyway, like I said, basically, this is kind of a preaching to the choir situation, I'm sure. Because I don't believe anybody here that does the podcast with me, listens to this podcast, anybody here would do something like this. But I just wanted to let everybody know that this was going on, in hopes that maybe if you see somebody that is acting like this, I can think of very violent responses that I would like people to do, but for the sake of for things, support the people. I know a lot of us tend to just not do anything. I mean, we won't do anything bad, but we don't go out of our way to give them support. Like, say, your art, I love your art. I think you did a great job voice acting. I can't imagine anybody else doing the voice of Izzy now, other than the Tell Your Tale voice actor. The movie voice actor, yeah, they were fine, but Izzy is now the Tell Your Tale one, and I think she does a great job of it. And I should say that to her, and I should message that to her. Now, support. That's what I want to say out there. There's a lot of naysayers. There's a lot of negative people. There's a lot of really stupid stuff. You know, sometimes going out there and just being that little nice beacon that says, "I like what you do," or "I think you're doing a good job," or even "Keep up the good work." Even do the buddy Jesus thumbs up. I don't care. Just a little silly.
All the praise. It's nice to hear it.
It's always nice to hear it. And if you think otherwise, wait until somebody comes up to you and says you did a good job, and you will feel butterflies in your stomach for days.
And I will say,
Except for Toa. Toa is interrupting and annoying.
I have been quiet for most of this.
And now you're going to be quiet for the rest of it. He's muted. Okay, no, I'll give him a moment. All right, you have one moment.
Okay, I was going to say, when I was in line to give Andrew the Bionicle mask I did for him, there was not as much line for AJ Bridal, but there was still a line for her. She still had people that wanted to talk to her, get signed stuff by her, and there was nothing negative.
That's a fair enough point. All right. Anyway. So yeah, sorry to go on the tirade. It's just that after this happened, I was starting to get a lot of negative reports. It really sucked out the fun of some of the fun of my weekend. I'm not gonna lie, but
I held back from saying tonight something very.
I'm sure a lot of us are holding back a lot of very angry and annoyed responses.
I wasn't sure if I should say it or not, but I know that you're times against you, so I won't bring it up.
Well, instead, how about we talk about another thing? In this case, the Storm of Zephyr Heights comic. Because we already talked about the end of Tell Your Tale. Let's talk about the G5, where Storm of Zephyr Heights appears to be at the moment, and I say at the moment because this could easily change, though it could also not change at all, or maybe a year down the line we'll suddenly get another comic out of nowhere. But this, at the moment, appears to be the last G5 comic, and it does appear that things are accelerating. This was intended to be a 5-comic series. However, it does look like they sped things up to make it a 3-comic series before anybody gasps in fear and anger and rage and breakfast cereals.
In concern of how they're gonna fit all that story in there.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to jump into this immediately before people started to bring out those concerns. They said they aren't condensing anything. They're just going to make them double book series. Essentially, they're putting both the 2 and 3 into one, and 4 and 5 into one. So nothing is getting condensed, nothing is getting removed, nothing is getting altered. They're just condensing it down so there's only going to be 3 comics released instead of 5. And then that may be the end of G5 in regards to comics as well. Yeah, it kind of got the season 10 treatment, but at the same time, they apparently did not, they weren't even expecting Tell Your Tale to end either. So this even caught the comic creators completely off guard.
It's how long do we have the license for this?
I don't know if that's the case. I think they may still be working on
unless their contract specifically said they would be doing comics for them until the end of G5.
I don't think that's the case. I think they still got G4 stuff coming out, including basically the G4 Classics Retold. I believe there's another one that's soon to be coming out.
You know what I mean, Circuit? They could still have the rights to do the G4 Classics Retold stuff, just not the G5 stuff.
They could. Or they might not. Or they may. I don't know. I think that's kind of up to Hasbro a little bit as well if they want to do anything with it. Though the irony of this comic coming out with "This is fine," just as all of this is going on, is almost hilarious in a weird way.
DM, I do believe that for licensed stuff, it is overall property, not just specifics.
It's
okay, because some companies do that, like give one half to another company and another half to another company.
They might not. They also might say that they don't want any more G5 comics in general.
But it sometimes happens.
Yeah. All we can do is just wait for the future. Though, in a weird way, for those people that want to try to create lore of G5, at least it will cement things so that now from at this point, anything else that they stem from it can be considered at least soft canon. They literally have everything that there's ever going to be, so they don't have to worry about accidentally making false lore or anything that wouldn't hold up Just something silly. But anyway, so yeah, the comic is coming out. The comic is out. If you want to get a review of Storm of Zephyr Heights, there is a write-up by MLP Trinary over on Equestria Daily about the about the entirety of the comic, and also how it compares to G4, and among other things, because this literally happened as the news about Tell Your Tale was happening. So a lot of fun stuff just getting combined in there all at once. Also, just a reminder, there are different covers. This, of course, is actually cover B. This is not the normal one that you would normally get. The normal one is this one. So I'm kind of hoping I can get cover B when I get my issue of this, because honestly, I think this is hilarious.
Amazing.
It's an amazing cover.
Of course,
Not to say
Andy
that,
always does fantastic work.
but this one is still pretty nice too, and I absolutely love it. And this actually is one, like I was said before, this is one of the first times that Andy Price has actually arted G5, outside of me making him do an Allura.
Yeah. I just love Andy Price's expressions. They were just fantastic.
Oh no, everything about Andy Price's work is amazing,
But like, especially his expressions, because it isn't just like a, it isn't like, oh look the face, it's a whole body expression.
He has a good, and if you really want to get an idea of that, if you want to get an idea of it, they do have a 3-page preview of it for in our news here. Yeah, I mean, pretty much look at this right here.
Yeah, the definition.
Everything about this is glorious. See, everything about this is beautiful.
Oh no, she's doing her best Diamond Tiara impression.
Now, there's just so much here. This is just nothing but glorious. Absolutely worth a read. If you're gonna pick up any
love to commission Andy Price at some point, but I know he's a professional, actual illustrator, so it's gonna be money.
It is gonna be money. I think thinking 3 digits and not a low
3-digit
and not a low number, not a low number, not a high number, but probably about middle, maybe about 4 or 5.
I would guess probably around Baron Ingles' price range.
How much is his price range?
It steadily starts off at around 100 around 100, depending on the difficulty for a single character.
I think it's
and that's just for the sketch. And you've seen the sketches I get from him.
Good point.
But if you actually want colored and whatnot, you might get upwards of 4-digit, like around 1,000.
I don't know on that one. That one gets trickier, but let's go. Let's have a little bit of fun here. How about we talk about what to do to assuage your G5 concerns and woes? Let's get into another horror story. The Wild Mains. Because episode 12 has come out with Main Mystery, and it was so close. It was so close. It looked like they had a beginning, and then they had a plot suddenly come out of nowhere, and it wasn't in the middle of the catastrophe. It showed the unraveling of what was happening, and then suddenly, well, let's see how we may have gotten here. And then it went back. It was so close. And then it just decided, no.
Bitch, you rickrolled me.
No, Circuit, you are not getting away. But it did also have a fun image of kind of Coco staring. So I made this.
No bitches?
I had to thank Deathlight because of this. He created this.
Well, I just looked at it like, that looks kind of familiar. Then I looked up Mega Man, like, yes, that's the one.
Yeah. So yeah, I did no mares. I put it on Derpy Boru, and then they shut it down this morning apparently.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, it actually got a lot of good upvotes, and some people were really engaging with it. But no, apparently it's not pony enough for Derpy Boru. They got Wild Mains listed on there. They actually have Wild Mains content. But apparently this was, I didn't either mark it correctly, horse adjacent enough, or something. I don't know.
I like Derpy Burrow and stuff. They're just straight up furries on there, and they're fine.
I really don't know. I don't know why this was. I don't know.
Technically, Pony is full of diet furries if you think about it.
They were upset because they didn't think of this first. That's the only reason.
That might be it. Maybe it is. But Anyway, so now this is going to be in our picks and gifts and maybe a few other Derpy Boru boards and not Derpy Boru, Discord boards. and then it'll
Are we
maybe
gonna
lost
mean
forever.
This, are we gonna mean this after Tell Your Tale?
If you want to. This is to the people now. If you want to take this as far as it can go, I leave it in your hands. Or we could go and see what OCs were created for Tell Your Tale. So, there were several Tell Your Tale contests over the years. Some of them we were able to identify that they were OCs that were created because of it. And now we have a list of all the characters and the results. So, of course, we got Luminous Dazzle, but we'll talk about that later. First, we have Dreamy. I think I might have seen her around, but I don't recall. Anybody recall ever seeing Dreamy?
No. I remember the purple and yellow color scheme
I would think so too, but
and the braids.
She seems like to be the type that actually just sticks out in a crowd just by her whole design.
I know, right?
yeah. So oh wait, no, Crazy Man. The CMC has remembered seeing Dreamy somewhere.
I've not seen a single episode yet of Tell Your Tale. Shush, don't tell me.
I haven't seen most of the season 2 episodes yet. I'm still catching up on them.
Fair. Okay, so Dreamy showed up once in a crowd. So these actually might be the cleanest shots we will ever get of Dreamy.
Okay, so were the episodes I haven't seen from season 2 yet.
Next,
Gotcha.
here's another one that I have no idea either. Fantastic Shimmer. I actually do like seeing. I like seeing the art that they created for this, and then what the end result ultimately became.
Wow, Alcorn OC.
Well,
it's a kid. Give it a break.
It was a kid. It was a kid with a pretty
I'm
decent.
just joking.
But yeah, they just kept it a Pegasus. Nice little cape there.
I would have loved to get in these competitions and just kept shoving my chimeras at them and just seeing if I'd ever get a chimera into the show.
Oh god, that would be a different
Be
nightmare.
like, why do you hate us?
Well, it's supposed to be because of a petty thing. A person was yelling at me for my chimeras not being show canon, and I'm like, oh, it'd be so funny if this would actually happen.
Oh no, we lost Toa. Oh no, he's hiding up there. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so yeah,
He's in the rafters.
Toa's in the rafters. Somebody get the spray.
He's in the wall. He's in the
He's on the goddamn walls. Okay, moving on. All right. This one I do kind of remember because I remember
I've seen her before.
Yeah, the vine design of the hair. This one, of course, is Leaf Pony. That's literally the name Leaf Pony because it's in another language I don't know.
Leaf horse.
It's Leaf Horse. Leaf Horse.
Leaf Horse Day.
Leaf Force, higher than lightning. God. All right. And here's one.
With the Reaver.
This one's going to be fun. I think this is Little Rock.
Oh my goodness.
So, Little Rock. Let's see how this turned out. I don't recall ever seeing this one, though. I think this one might actually be just this only. Of these 2 sets of 5, I think 4 showed up in the show. Oh god, so many of these were potentials that never happened, which honestly that kind of sucks, but
sad.
Yeah, that really does.
I would be devastated as a child if I heard that I won the competition, but you'd never see the character in the show.
Are you kidding? There's so many stories of people winning like Nintendo Power Magazine competitions that never won
and never getting anything. Exactly. Yeah.
I remember the guy that apparently won the a role in The Mask 2. Yeah, guess what never happened?
He got an N64 instead.
Yeah, but still. And of course, Luminous Dazzle, who we saw at the beginning, which I'm not gonna lie, this is crazy. So somebody made a design like this so clean, and that basically it's just like no notes.
That kid is an artist.
Either that or it's somebody that's like 28 years old.
I can see that actually.
I can actually, yeah. But no, still that's still wild and pretty cool.
Actually, still quality. And
Also,
the fact that they just got perps directly over, there's like no change to the character at all.
Actually, I think Luminous Dazzle was the one where somebody submitted their actual OC and it got accepted, but they couldn't use it anymore because of that.
Yeah, because
I'd make a character specifically for the show, because I like having my characters. I don't want to have them like yell at me for still getting stuff with my characters.
Well, here's a fun thing. That was only half of the list. We have another set.
Before we go to the other set, who else thinks that these were not were could have been the future episodes that we could have gone in G5 and now they had to be put to the wayside because of it?
Oh, there's no question. I'm pretty sure that they were going to have not bigger roles, but at least background roles in other Tell Your Tale episodes. 100%. Not even a question about that. I have no question about that, which, yeah, it's kind of shame. Anyway, Flower Queen. Flower. It's actually Flower Queen. That's a name.
Okay.
Honestly, I like it. It's simple, really understated. It just,
It just works.
It just works, and it's not so overly busy that it's kind of silly.
Yeah, it's a good design.
Which makes it hilarious that the name is Flowa Queen.
Simple, nice, simple and clean design. Really a creative name.
Yeah. Then we have Ana Cristina Flores Yepes.
Wonderful. No notes. Fantastic. I love this character.
Oh, I'm sorry. That well, actually I think that's actually the person that submitted it. Whoops. But
well, yeah, it's,
name of the pony, Princess Majestic.
Welcome to the Brony Show. Have a doxing.
Yeah, sorry. You know what? They literally have the name on the freaking page.
Yeah, I know. That's I know.
Yeah.
I know this is not.
I love the character.
There's no doxing involved in this.
Princess Majestic.
No notes. Oh, that is.
We were talking about something simple, and then we get this busy mess.
I want them. They're precious. Give them to me. Give me that mess
such
of
a beautiful
horse.
mane. Wow.
Yeah, the old Princess Majestic.
Oh.
Now I'm pretty confident to say I have never seen this in the background. I'm not sure I could unsee it if I ever saw it in the background.
Animation artists, why do you hate me?
It's not the animation artists I would be afraid of. It's the character designers that would be like, why? I mean, the animation artists just have to do a little puppet rig.
Yeah, just make a rig.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that.
Remember, we're not in the old days of hand drawing everything. We're fine now. We've gone beyond that.
We've gone beyond that, unfortunately. We need to go back.
Sometimes.
Shortcake's a strawberry dessert pony. And it's been just shortened down to strawberry dessert pony because I'm pretty sure that gets dangerously close to strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, seriously, this is amazing.
Whole
These
new
are
meaning to
amazing.
Bun hair.
Sweet roll hair. That is some sweet roll hair right there. And here's one we did identify because I remember talking about this one.
Oh, I had
Sunday. I remember this just because the horn was a freaking ice cream cone. It's like, oh my god, it's a walking ice cream sundae pony. I remember this, so I know this one wasn't an episode.
Does she taste the vanilla?
I'm gonna leave that one up to Mayor Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But seriously, just absolute wow right here. 100% wow. I really honestly hope that some fan artists out there, the ones I'm talking about, not the other ones that I'm not talking about, but we know are out there. But the ones that are out there actually do some tasteful art of these characters and give them at least a little bit more of a second life.
Oh, I'm sure the last one will be very tasteful.
Especially
Depends who else is drawn with them. They'll certainly get a tasteful of them.
Yep.
You can even put sprinkles.
Oh, actually, you want to know? Here's some fun. I actually was wrong. Princess Majestic was in the episode.
Oh, she was.
Really?
Beautiful. Oh, she was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Look at that color-splotted horse. They're great.
But the good news is, my wishes were kind of fulfilled a little bit. And look at that. So majestic, such princess.
Much wow.
Much wow. Anyway, so yeah, those are the Tell Your Tale ponies that. You know what, Syncry, we opened ourselves up for this, so I will accept the moment. Yeah, CMC, I say here's a bet. Try putting each one of them in. See if Derpy Boru actually has images of them in the show, or if there's actually one that isn't showing. Because I thought the princess one I would have seen, but I apparently missed her too. So they may have all actually been on the show at some point, and we may have just missed them, which is kind of cool in a way. So
Yeah, I still have to finish season 2.
Chinese
That's what I
companies.
mean.
Let's get into China for a little bit, because where we have faltered with Pony, they are running in with spades. A Chinese plushie company called Ager has picked up G5 to make plushies. So even though we may not see too much in the way of G5 content here anymore, it looks like plushies will still become a thing. However,
At least
we
the
don't.
Easter market will pick up the slack.
However, at the moment, we don't have any idea what they're going to look like. But what we do have is one of the plushies that they have made. And apparently, these toys that are made by this plushie company are sold in Walmarts all around the world. So
If the ponies are going to be that big, I'd be very happy.
I give me a Misty or an Izzy of that. I would be happy.
Take my like $100. It's fine.
Yeah. Take my $100. I'll go on a Black Friday sale. I'll be first in line. I'll beat up a Walmart greeter for it. I swear.
And if my mom looks at me disapprovingly, I'll smack her with a plushie. It's fine.
I'll punch her first. Nobody will convict me. No jury in the world would convict me.
No jury in the world can convict me.
But another thing that China is also getting, two Chinese restaurant stains. The restaurant chains are getting pony promos for G4 and G5. Call the chains are called Molly Tea and Cafe de Coral. And it looks like you get like a little minifigure along with, I'm not gonna lie, that actually looks really cool for like a little Chinese food takeout thing.
Oh, they got a little EP hitch. I want it.
And of course, here is the other one that is going to be showing up. Looks like they got
Girl boss,
the tea.
stay true.
Looks like they got stickers and specialized teacups. Oh wow, they're even selling hearts of magical girls. Oh my god! Suki! Suki! They're selling hearts of magical girls! We need to find QB! I think he's responsible.
I'll get Spec Ops Oscar on the job.
Yeah.
Don't look that up. That show deserves to be buried.
In fact, don't look at QB. Don't look up
stickers.
QB unless you're ready for a lot, because there's a lot. Okay.
Twilight, the Wild Child.
What? Oh, I call such bull on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I actually really do think like Rainbow and Twilight need to actually no. Okay.
Twilight has been a girl boss before.
Okay. Well, Rarity,
I would buy the Omnius.
that would work. But I could also see Rarity being over on Rainbow Dashes.
No, I think Pinkie Pie and Twilight should swap.
Confused me even more. Well, hang on. I guess it's just they did that for all the flyers.
Okay, yeah, no, I think
they
Pinkie...
all have like the weird
the
Butterfly
butterflies.
Twilight and the butterfly wings.
Yeah, all the Pegasus have butterfly wings apparently. But yeah, No, I could easily see Pinky being the wild child and Twilight just having, hey, you.
Yep.
Hey, you!
You get over here.
I don't. All of these are fun little things, and then you just suddenly, hey, you. Just like what?
Yeah.
I mean, it is in China, so this would be about the same as us seeing a bunch of Japanese characters on random things. We have no idea what in the world they say, so they look cool, but yeah.
I love it when people get a tattoo and don't know what it says, and somebody translates for them. Sometimes just like hot soup.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing here. We're seeing the hot soup of. But anyway, so we brought up China quite a lot. Who wants to really get hit up with some China? Well, too bad we're doing it anyway. So, yep, apparently Chinese has pony conventions, and we actually got some information on these pony conventions. Because, yep, screenshots and write-ups about it. This is a recap of the China Southern Brony Carnival 2024. And yeah, that is some pretty interesting. We got apparently, oh wow, they actually, you know what, let's bring this up here real fast. Okay, that's pretty awesome right there. But yeah, they had EDM bands and parties going on there. Glow sticks, fursuits. They even had a brony bus that would take him from location to location.
Nice.
Yeah. Looks like they even had the creator of the Sweetie Bot that was, I believe that was over at BronyCon, actually. I saw him at the last BronyCon, I believe.
Speaking of BronyCon, when is that going on?
One day. Someday.
Yeah.
Someday.
It's always fun seeing updates on Sweetie Bot, honestly. It's been a while, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
Sweetie Bot, I haven't
see.
heard that in a while.
Let's see. Little fandom projects that have been going on. Cozers. I know, sure. Let's see. Merch booths. I mean, this is a full-on write-up, including vendor hall stuff, and I do kind of want that Twilight right there. That Twilight gives me the wants.
That rarity
Give it to
gives me the wants.
No.
Yeah. I mean, this is some amazing stuff. I would so love to see some of this here in vendor halls in the U.S. But yeah, no, this is wild. It's so cool to see this stuff, and we'll never see it here. But yeah, it looks like the next one is going to be in Guangzhou on the July 20th and 21st. So, who wants to see if we can get permission from Winnie the Pooh to go? We're already never getting in there, are we?
You aren't.
I
know that's how South Park isn't.
Oh, South Park would never get. I'm surprised South Park is allowed anywhere in some cases. Okay. So, all joking aside, really, really awesome. The convention scene just looks amazing. We're going to go ahead and motor on because, wow, we have taken way too long. Nightmare Night is returning to Luna's Empire in Second Life. We're not going to talk too much about this because Second Life is a no-no topic when it comes to Twitch. But, yep, for those of you who remember, every year for the last few years, Second Life has had pony maps. And along with those pony maps, they've also included special events for people to check out. And that also include events where you can get costumes for ponies. The video here is actually a teaser and a promotion of the event. And this will be happening for October, so it will probably be starting up here in the next few days. So if you happen to have a Second Life account, maybe a good reason to load it back up after all these decades and give it a quick look and see what all the fuss is about. I might check it out myself. Unfortunately, if I do, it is definitely going to be off book because, once again, Second Life is not allowed on Twitch.
I wonder why.
Yeah, big surprise. Honestly, I'm surprised the VR chat is allowed on Twitch, but they're trying.
to make it family friendly. Second Life just does not care. And, you know, good on them for it, to be honest. Next, speaking of Halloween, we are not celebrating Halloween on the Brony Show yet. That will not happen until literally tomorrow. But for just an early announcement, a contest time for all you artists out there to draw your OC pony in a Halloween costume for 2024.
Get Loomy in there.
Yep, I might try. I might try to draw Bloomy in a costume and submit it. Basically the contest is running from now. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, the contest apparently started a week ago and will go until the 10th. So crap. I have 10 days to try to draw something. I thought I had more time than that. I'm not gonna lie.
So did I. I don't frequent Equestria Daily as much as I used to.
I don't read all of the articles, and I mean I've been grabbing them if they look like they're going to have some substance and reading them live. This is obviously has bit me in the ass again. Okay, so yeah, that's going on right now. I would recommend getting started right now if you haven't yet. Anyway, also just to go back to China for a bit, giant inflated Pinkie Pie. Somebody out there is having a great day. But anyway, but yeah, they just there's a big event. Pony was involved.
Keep safety pin Pony away from her.
Actually, this is pretty cool. You got like a I think that's like a G1 or G3, G5, G4, and just
Looks
a
like
giant pinky. Yeah, just a fun little event. Cool little images.
The giant pinky gives me the same energy as like those 10-foot skeletons people buy and just put them in the front lawn.
You know, the funny thing is I think I have a couple of inflatable ponies for not Halloween, Christmas, that I could easily put up at any point. No, there might be a Halloween one. I just don't know yet.
I'm just saying nobody's stopping you.
Yeah. And finally, for the news, ponies once again are up at the Toy Hall of Fame. So, yep, it looks like ponies have not won the Toy Hall of Fame yet, but it means that they have a chance to win once again. And so every year they do a poll. Every year people can go in and vote what should be the next toy to enter into the Hall of Fame. And every year we have to ask, why the hell are ponies not in there yet?
Also, the voting was last week. Yeah, and here's the thing. That was posted when voting was still open.
Well, of course it was posted when voting was still open. It literally said to hit up the poll and vote.
But where's the link?
That's what I'm wondering too. Why they could have just put an edit and said it was done, but it just isn't there. So yeah.
If you feel better, when CMC and I were discussing this earlier, he had the same reaction.
But here's a question: who did win then, or do we know who won yet?
It's not out yet.
Well, here's hoping ponies finally made it. Or if not, we'll talk about it next year. But I'm still annoyed that you got ponies with Pokemon cards for crying out, and apples to apples. Get the old stuff in there first, you jerks.
Also, Transformers has a anniversary this year, so
they might get in this year.
No, they won't. Ponies had an anniversary too. I don't see that.
But it's not currently their anniversary. It's currently Transformers' anniversary.
Yeah, but last year it was Pony's anniversary, and they didn't get in then, so that would just be unfair. But I know what is fair now. It's time to talk about our challenge of the week. That's right. We took way too long to get to this, so we're going to get to it now. Every week we do a prompt for creation. The prompt could be anything, and we ask you to create anything, whether a story, music, art, interpretive dance, claymation figures, or maybe you actually go out, order McDonald's meal based off of the theme, and then post a picture of it. However you decide to be creative and create, the challenge of the week is there to give you inspiration, prompt you to try something different, and to see about giving you a little inspiration.
By the way, this week, the McDonald's thing could actually have worked.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't know, but but anyway, of course, the challenge for this week by random pull was stretching arms upward. Stretching arms upward. You gotta get your upsies. But along with the uppies, though, we had a protest challenge. A protest challenge for initiative.
Cole went out to put something in the mail, so he might be a moment.
A protest challenge for amazing initiative. And the initiative to show up and give a protest. To show what kind of protest you can give that will be part of the initiative. And you guys just left Toa all alone. I like that.
Oh no, I'm so alone. Boo-hoo.
But we have the protest initiative challenge.
That's right. The protest initiative challenge this week, which I totally didn't forget. 2 plastic cups.
2 plastic cups. Strangely, it works strangely well together. And
That's good.
Yep. And so much that I have been constantly pushing myself to do some really strange, stupid things lately.
Oh well.
Wow, why is it not loading? There it goes. Let's see, I didn't drop any. Oh, I did drop frames. Oh, that's
Yeah,
not good.
your Discord just went
you had a
boom,
moment
bump this
there.
for me.
Circuit, why did you put this challenge to me? I am searching through tags and I found all but one.
Yeah, that strawberry Z pony is a pain.
Because I figured if anybody would be able to do it, it'd be you.
Here's a picture of a bunch of them just at the front of a crowd, and including 2 that I don't think were part of this those 2 contests that look like they had to have come from contests.
I'll take your word for it because I'm not seeing the picture you mentioned.
Is it not loading for you yet?
I'm not seeing it in the postings yet.
Oh, I'm. How? No, don't paste.
In fact, I think this image is the one that fills it up pretty well. I'd have no mares.
Oh wow.
I swear what
Discord
it
is not loading the stream for us.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
I had trouble, so I just posted Discord stream.
Yeah, I think there might be some issues going on altogether. Oh, hey, I found it. Oh, hey! Oh, wow, the Mardi Gras.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them right there, and the 2 on the right feel like they should be.
I could see that,
I
yeah.
spy 2 of them.
I could definitely
Oh, I
see
spy
that.
3
Yeah.
of them now, yeah.
All 3 of those are.
In all honesty, that kind of makes me happy that
There's-
most of them did at least get into an episode.
Okay, the only one I'm thinking would have been good to put here was dessert, but I can't find that one.
But getting back on track here. Sorry.
Yeah, nice searching. I found strawberry blonde, which is not the right strawberry.
But yeah, for the challenge of the week, of course, I drew this in like 2.5 hours from scratch, completely from the start. And yeah, I have been working a lot hard on my perspective and proportions. And honestly, this doesn't hold up a candle to the other thing I did, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But what does the art critic think?
We have one of those?
Yes,
Um,
you
We do?
Well, I let's say the person that I accept their criticism all the more due to their experience.
I will tell you as soon as Discord decides to let me see what it is.
I think you might have an
Well,
easier time
versus-
loading up the Twitch stream at that rate.
Yeah.
I
I think there's a
that's
thing
fair.
going on with Discord.
I'll try restarting the
Yes.
share.
No,
Ooh, okay,
but
I've
for
put this
us,
on YouTube, and I gotta say, this looks really good.
My only concern is you may have the closest hoof at the wrong angle compared to the floor, or that could just be how everything's angled.
It's supposed to be. It basically, it's me jumping onto a bar, sliding on it to grab the
She
2 cups.
exists.
Yay! We have
Oh,
found them.
They all
The
have. They all.
tag. Is Shortcakes the strawberry dessert pony?
That is actually the
Wonderful.
name. That is actually their name.
It is the full phrase as the tag. Only 4 images.
Okay.
You know what? The fact is that they made it. That makes me the most happiest. It really does.
They all got in.
But yes, thank you for the praise on this. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been really pushing myself harder and harder on these positionings and everything. I even tried to make the hair look like it's draping off of the countertop. This is supposed to be a countertop, by the way.
Yeah,
It
I
looks
was about
good.
to
By the way,
question,
the
were you
only
laying on
thing
the counter or were you laying on a couch?
This is
Yeah.
counter. I'm basically trying to slide down the counter and grabbing the 2 cups that were falling for some reason. It's
And
a-
drug bear goes up on the table, ready to have a fun time circuit.
yeah.
You'll look like you're about to topple off to one side.
Yeah.
It's probably more the panic of me literally balancing 2 cups as I'm sliding down. It would probably look a little bit better if I made some blur lines or something that made it look like I actually was sliding down or
Maybe.
slid down the
Well,
counter.
This
a
is
little
an
bit.
interesting
floorboard's kinda-
perspective, given the fact that it feels like it's not straight lines, it's curves.
Yeah. And that's
Okay,
what
the-
So it
threw
feels
me
like
off.
it's a slight fisheye to the lens going on. So
That's
it feels like it's a security camera capture.
That's a little on me. I tried to draw the straight lines and I did not use any kind of ruler or anything, so it's
Yeah,
My
at first
arm
thought it
doing
could fit a
this.
Security
it's my
camera
freaking arm
framing.
doing this. It's my actual arm that's doing this.
Yeah, but it came out
Yeah,
with a
no.
very interesting perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks great.
I like
Very
it.
interesting.
Don't tell nobody.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like a
that's
tall wall. There is no wall though. We got the bar, we got the floor on one side, which is supposed to be the patron floor. I probably could have shaped that a little bit better. And the other
Careful not
side,
to fall on the concrete.
and the other side is actually that's supposed to be like a gray, one of those gray mats that they have in the back for with rubber
the
feet for
non-slip stuff. Yeah.
the non-slip
Okay.
mats
Non-slip
and
and pressure relief mats.
yeah, and just some random flooring there right past it.
Given the fact that that's kind of how we basically had the bar set up from past images, very good job on remembering that.
Well, it's just a typical bar setup.
Yeah.
Not exactly a difficult concept.
Yeah, nothing special.
But anyway, thank you so much for the compliment. So I am probably going to have to think about starting to use ruler tools and stuff to actually draw more actual straight lines as opposed to trying to do them completely by arm.
No, this
For
is
now.
in a decent way. If you had one thing fully straight, we could see direction better.
You know what I do for a ruler tool?
What's that?
I just take a piece of paper on my desk and I fold it over and I just use it as a ruler against my tablet.
You know what? That's actually one way to do it. I can't argue that.
Hey, it works.
I
Alright.
just noticed because I've been my movie night group. After we get done with the movie, someone starts pulling up their sketch pad and doing some stuff, and they've been doing a lot of room things recently with a whole lot of lines that need to go to corners, and so they've been relying on the eyes of everyone there to see, does this make sense? Is that window the proper height?
Perspective is a hard thing to pull off. I'm not gonna lie. So the fact that I'm even making it look like it's a plausible picture makes me all the happier.
And then you have me that said, you know what, this arm's going to be straight up just because I say it can be.
Yeah. So basically, we got a robot holding 2 arms up and a very sarcastic picture of me. Apparently, I'm guessing it's actually a window.
That actually is a window.
Yeah, I thought so.
Sorry, with the fact of 2 cups, did we not get the old style telephone?
What do you think my
With
arms
cups.
are?
He is the old style telephone. However,
No, that's the modern telephone.
we did get one special thing. We got a story from Creature.
Yes.
The long-awaited Creature story. He did something dumb for the challenge. Do not expect it to make sense. So let's go ahead and see the dumb challenge.
I am excited.
It's fun.
Silence. Silence is a concept that resides in relativity. Silence must be observed to exist, for silence is the absence of the results of action on the air, space, an object occupies. If it is not observed,
it is meaningless and does not exist in consciousness. Yet true silence can never exist. There is always action, and there is always something to observe it. There must be degrees of silence, as actions within the silence can always be heard by something. All of the speculation on the idea of silence is, as is the nature of silence itself, meaningless. With the entrance of the grumpy electric green form of one Circuit Main in his abode with a humph, the silence within Circuit's domain had been disturbed and therefore no longer exists. Circuit had returned home from his long and boring day job. He threw his Stetson in the general direction of the nearby coat hanger, which upset him greatly because it's actually supposed to be a fedora and it keeps curving up. His briefcase on the opposite, his trench coat and some nearby chair. Oh my god, okay. Got a Stetson, a trench coat, and a briefcase. I sound like a guy that came out of high school after being one of those guys and just never got it.
No, it sounds like
the
a
briefcase is, of
fan
course,
fiction.
full of like either Pokemon cards or something like that.
Anime,
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
pictures of anime girls, but none of them are actually risque.
Yeah, but oh my god, you can see the top of the boob.
Worse, it's a crotch boob.
Oh no. Okay. And his shoe somewhat by the door. His bow tie on the nearest horizontal surface. I do have a bow tie, so.
Yeah, by the way, I was gonna question crotch boob and anime girl, but then I realized Uma Musume exists.
And himself facing down on a plush sofa he didn't remember having, but was thankful for nonetheless. I would definitely be thankful for a plush sofa right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he groaned into a cushion. I hear no word about Mr. Jalopy or his oil pans. He was not a fan of his job, and he often wondered what his life would be like if he took his mother's words of wisdom to heart. You really sorry, not getting involved in that one. If you don't want a job as a garbage pony or maintenance junkie, you need to go to school. Circuit did go to school, and now he wished he hadn't.
It's sort of like my story.
Guys,
I went to college, and where did I end up?
You cooked, man.
Looking through a pony's garbage sounds like fun, and maybe there were interesting things he could fix, but no. Other ponies were living that life, and he was stuck with a good-paying job doing minimal work. He stood on his thoughts when a feeling came to him, and he sat up. I'm thirsty. Okay, I was actually saying him. I'm thirsty, he exclaimed to himself, and he walked himself to the kitchen. Opening the refrigerator, he observed the contents thoughtfully. Stacked from top to bottom, front to back, and in the doors were jars of homemade mead. I'm actually getting to that point. Some good, most bad. Also getting to that point. Some fruity, some spicy, all his making. But that's not what Circuit was after. Instead, he pulled out a nice tall pitcher of lemonade and set it on the nearby counter. He then turned to a cabinet and swung the doors open, revealing completely bare shelves except for 2 plastic cups on the top shelf. I'm also living that life too. Roommates suck.
Yep.
Roommates suck when it comes to dishwashing. One had a picture of Princess Celestia raising the sun and creating a beautiful sunrise. The other was of Princess Luna raising the moon among a starry sky. I feel like somebody has been staring at my dish collection. He contemplated which one he should use, but the answer was obvious. Definitely the one on the left. He went to reach for the cup, but it was too far out of reach. He thought about using his unicorn magic, but where's the fun in that? He continued to stretch his arm out as hard and as far as he could, teeth clenched and eyes clamped shut. Suddenly, he felt the smooth yet textured plastic surface of the cup, just like those party cups that you bought for $1.50 over at the Dollar Tree.
Red Solo Cup. I feel you. Oh.
Just a little more, he thought, as he tried to get a better contact. With a final lurch, he scooped the cup in his hoof and lowered it down to the counter. That's when he noticed Circuit's front leg was at least twice as long as usual. Which was very unusual. What could possibly have caused this? All he did was stretch his arm, and now he started to look like... Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Said a voice within his head. Oh god, dude. God. Give me a second. Okay, that just took my brain a second. Said a voice within his head. Circuit recognized the voice as his very long distant cousin.
Don't forget to take your long medication to prevent excessive logging.
Circuit wondered how in the world the voice could actually sound completely wrong for the script. Circuit had forgotten why he even needed to take those obnoxious things. But of course, he was born with long jeans. And apparently he wasn't wearing his long pants. And now only was he reminded of such. With a sigh of exasperation, he thanked the helpful voice of remembrance and realized that his front leg was already 3 times as long now, and his other legs were starting to grow as well. Creature's not wrong. This does not make much sense. Panic started to set in as he could see his legs getting longer with each passing second. He tried to walk his way to the bathroom where the medicine was found, but found himself on the floor instead. Flora scooting it was, and little by little, Circuit dragged, pushed, and rolled himself along the floor roughly towards his destination. Thankfully, it seemed his legs had stopped growing by the time he made it down the hall, but he was not familiar with using limbs at least 5 times longer. Circuit pushed the bathroom door open and dragged himself in, propping up on the sink. Navigating the medicine cabinet was no easy task with long limbs like these. He resorted
your magic.
He resorted to the tried and true tactic of knocking down all the bottles onto the floor and sifting through them with his nose. Truth be told, the bottle wasn't hard to find, with it being longer than the rest and barely able to fit in the cabinet in the first place. With some fumbling, God, I hope that's not a suppository, Circuit managed to pop the lid off and dump the contents of the bottle onto the floor and scoop up one of the oddly long pills onto his tongue. With one fluid motion, he swallowed the pill, then he coughed. He was still thirsty after all. But that was the least of Circuit's worries. He saw that his limbs had begun to retract. Maybe a little too fast, like a tape measure. He could only watch as one of his front limbs whipped up and came flying towards the snout. I just wanted lemonade. Circuit Main's eyes shot open. He was in his bed with normal-sized leg and not feeling like he had just punched himself in the face. With a sigh of relief, he turned his head towards his alarm clock. 15 minutes until his regularly scheduled annoyance. He grabbed the nearest pillow and smothered his face into it with a groan. No more quick stop sushi and Space Jam before bed.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
I cannot do long dinner.
Long Circuit. Somebody gets that.
I don't know why, but I just imagined that Circuit started off with like those animals with little stubby legs. He started off with that. So when it actually came out to like 5 times the length, it was just normal size at that point.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, congratulations, Deathlife, on your amazing sudden purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the fact that you watched Space Jam, you thought you were one of the aliens that needed to extend.
Actually, I think it was a knock. I think it was a knock on the Michael J. Fox. What?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Thank you. I was thinking of every Michael in the world. Michael J. Fox, Michael Jackson, and I'm just like,
Mr. Air Jordan, please.
Mr. Air Jordan.
Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé. No, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, and the stretching scene near the end.
Yep.
And I'm guessing the gas station sushi was just a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's always a bad idea.
But
it's fine.
And along with that, though, we do have a couple of other entries.
It actually would have been a good opportunity for his stop station. What was it? The stop station sushi, stop station sandwich from Futurama.
I think that is the reference.
There was times
What's
I
that?
really wish I could
Actually,
find
it
that
was a
sandwich.
on
What's that?
Futurama.
What's that black cracker? Tomato.
There are times in life I would give anything to find a sandwich like that, just to have those crazy parasites in my system. I could become Hercules. I love that guy. Anyway, so really quick, we do have Tokoi with his late entry to last week's entry.
It's a reference to one of the best jokes ever told.
What's the joke?
Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson are out camping. Sherlock Holmes wakes up and is looking at the stars. Watson goes philosophical, and then Holmes goes, "No, Watson, and someone has stolen our tent."
What?
There's more to it.
No, I think we're good. In fact, I'm pretty sure that this pretty much sums it up entirely for me.
I noticed on the last drawing, you have 3 yellow points below it.
Yep, that's highlight.
That was his headlights.
I have a headlight.
Oh.
I better not go flashing nobody.
Actually, that makes a lot more sense now that I think about it. However, there is one last drawing, and I'm not gonna lie. This one I took a good amount of time to draw, and I'm honestly a little stunned at myself with it.
I just realized. Headlights. It's on his head.
Oh.
Behold, Batmare.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like not exactly I think it's like another point, checkpoint,
Yeah.
goal point. I don't know how to put it, but Cold
No,
Dust,
you did good.
thoughts.
I like it. It's good.
The only issue I have is the offset of line of that building in the back, but I know that's to show scale and depth.
Leave that building alone. Oh my god, that one drove me nuts.
I understand, but I'm giving you a positive.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I just realized my other mistake is right there.
Perspective. I like your experimentation with the gradients. That's nice.
That's the only really way to get her freaking hair right. I mean,
Her hair is something to behold and feared.
yeah. Well, it's not exactly, yeah. And, oh boy. Okay, so my Restream chat just dropped entire. Okay, there it is. Hello, Restream. Welcome back. Yeah, everything is. My internet has been acting really weird the last couple of days. It's not fun. I don't know what's going on.
Pay it.
I paid.
A lot of things that got updated, so
I paid it. I can tell you that. Yeah.
Are they doing work in your area?
They did before. We had a big power outage. Actually on Thursday, and it was fine after that, from what I could tell. But then again, I barely was home for like several days. So, anyway, for the moment though, it's time to let's get her to our picker wheel while we still have a connection that's functioning. So everybody, as with every week, we have our challenge. This is a challenge for creativity, not just for drawing, but whatever you want to be creative with. And you can even do it with food, because making spaghetti taco a reality is one of the things that are being suggested. You could actually make a spaghetti taco and use that as your entry. And, oh, it's a headlight.
I mean, all you do is just make a taco, but then you replace the rice with spaghetti.
Well, you could do that, or you could actually make a spaghetti taco where the taco shell is made out of spaghetti.
Oh no!
That is a thing.
So yeah, there's some creativity.
That makes me think of the. Do you remember that episode We Bear Bears with the food trucks, and then went and got ramen tacos?
Oh,
I don't, but I like the sound of that.
That sounds like some college shit right there.
Something.
Yeah, the spaghetti taco thing was from the.
CMC, are you?
Pre-show.
Is your prompt perspective, or are you just correcting the first person perspective?
I think it's.
So my prompt is perspective.
Wow, there's an irony.
Mhm.
So we had something from first person perspective and literally perspective. And Suki with suppository jokes.
Okay, that's where you took it.
Sorry, it's the only thing I can think of after making the suppository joke after that during that story. all right. So I believe that is all the prompts, and now I'm seeing everything that everybody has been playing for the last 3 days suddenly popping up on my. I hate the internet.
I basically, for my issue with that, I basically had to get a new wireless adapter on my end. But if you're on Ethernet, I don't know what's going on.
Hardline.
Yeah, as I said, I don't know.
And it would be a lot worse streaming wise. I don't know what. Anyway, let's just keep going on here as best we can. We're going to go ahead and shuffle now and spin.
Whee!
Oh no!
Spaghetti taco.
Spaghetti taco!
The spaghetti taco buffet, but Tech is on a diet.
Oh
Tech.
no.
Oh no, Tech. Your sadness has made an art challenge now. So next week's challenge, there's a spaghetti taco buffet. Except Tech is on a diet.
But alas, there is.
It's true, I am on a diet because, to be fair, spaghetti and taco shells, carbs on top of carbs.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not. No complaints there. Yeah,
Oh, next week's
but we
challenge
do have the
is you.
protest initiative challenge.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Poetry.
You monster.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I blinked out a good chunk of that, and I don't know if that was because of me or what. I heard poetry.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's poetry.
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 Yes.
You want to know I failed English class every year?
Yo, like, believe me, I'm in the same boat because, like, okay, so when I was in high school, like, I decided for a half a year, like, you could take, like, you know, different English classes, and for a half a year course, you could take poetry class. And what I didn't know is poetry class is not a class you take if you want to learn how to do poetry better. It's for, do you know poetry already? Cool, this will be helpful for you. It was my worst. It was my worst English class. I think my grades were like in like my grades were in like the upper 80s, low 90s. That one it was bad.
For me, I'm from such a small town. They wrapped it all into one, so your poetry class was mandatory with your English class.
That is awful. They did that like before high school. Like there was always a poetry unit, but yeah, no.
My English teacher looked at me. He's like, "Are you planning on doing a lot of writing for your career?" No, sir. And he passed me with a D minus.
As long as I'm not setting him up for failure.
All right.
Well, he just wanted to be out of his class.
So
I will say, like, my respect for poetry because, like, hey, poetry can be something that moves you. It it can be pretty sick. It can be pretty cool. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't even have to make poetry. You can literally draw a picture of somebody failing at poetry. That's acceptable. Be creative. Have fun.